Hi, welcome to another speed build. I hope you're having as great a day as I am. Harry and Felix have both published their October sets, and they're epic, so pretty, and I can't wait to build with them, so that's very, very exciting. And also, Felix has reblogged another one of my builds yesterday, which always gives me a very strong sense of accomplishment, and it leaves me feeling very happy and very appreciated. So I have lots of things to celebrate today, and I'm having a great time so far. So I hope you are too, and I'm very excited to watch this speed build with you. So let's talk about the actual build for a little bit. This is another one in Salvadorada. I know I've just done that, but I really love this jungle. I think the landscape in Salvadorada is so beautiful, and it is just what I need right now as the weather is getting darker and colder and just very sad in general in the northern hemisphere. So as it is in Salvadorada, this is another build that is theoretically always a rental, but if you have mods like Zerbu's venue change mod, then you can also use this as just your usual residential and just live in Salvadorada. Obviously, you could place this in Sulani as well. I do think it would fit quite well into the environment there. I don't know how well it works for any lots that are this exact size with the placement of the doors and stuff. I always find that a little tricky. I like to place lots exactly, or builds exactly on the lots that they were built on. But yeah, I'd say the biggest or best feature is the pool area, and you're seeing me build the stairs into the pool right now. I don't understand why we can't have actual stairs into the pool. It's very annoying building them like this, and also the way I just did that on screen is not the way they ended up. It just... No, I am pretty sure I didn't even record it because it was kind of fiddly and annoying, but if you want to do the same thing I did, then you can check out the actual lot. I just changed it because I got a little annoyed with the space underneath every single step because of this technique that I used, but I changed it so that the shelves that I used are not attached in air quotes, attached to the backside of the pool, but to the right side of that little nook of that pool wall, so that I could arrange them into a shape that actually fills out the whole space. So obviously these are not usable stairs, but they don't block your Sim's way either. So same goes for this platform that these lounge chairs, sun chairs, this whole area that you're seeing right now is placed on. So your Sim should be able to get to those if they swim around it. They will clip right through that shelf, all the shelves in the pool. So if that doesn't bother you, then this works perfectly fine. They can still relax and sunbathe and do all those things there. And it also just looks really, really good. It was really important to me that this whole place felt cohesive, and the interior, the exterior, the indoors, the outdoors just felt like one space, and the bathroom bifold doors really help with that. They look beautiful. They have looked beautiful for years. I love using them so much, and yeah, they really add a lot to this build and to this very luxurious feeling of basically being able to remove the walls that separate the living space from the garden, and not really only the garden, but also like Salvadorada in itself. Because we haven't reached that part of the speedbuild yet, but you might have seen it in the intro and the screenshots. I've built this wooden bifold wall, a partition basically, that you can open up to connect this home to the beautiful landscape around it and to make it feel even more like one space, but then you can also close them back up for privacy, which is obviously not really a thing in The Sims, but I keep saying it. You already know it. I don't really build this for any sim. I built this for myself. So I think that really adds to the feeling of this place being this kind of safe haven, this very secluded, calm, protective home. I feel like I'm being kind of pretentious, but no, you know what? I'm not. I'm just passionate. And I just felt like those bifold walls were kind of a stroke of genius. So I hope you like them too. As we were talking about, oh, who am I kidding? As I was talking about the floor plan before, I've talked right over it, but I left me doing the floor plan in the video. Why was that so complicated for me to say? So I left that in. I usually cut me doing the interior walls out, and I've been asked a few times to leave that in as it is kind of confusing, and I do agree with that. Because you don't really know where the rooms are situated that are being furnished, and also when I started building in The Sims, I kind of struggled with doing layouts, so I think it's also a little... it has educational value to watch other people do their floor plans. Not that this floor plan is particularly interesting or complicated, which is kind of the thing, because if it was, then it would be too long to keep it in the video, but know that it's not. I'm not really sure it still has any value. So if you have an opinion on that, feel free to let me know. I'm always trying to make all this even more enjoyable for you. And I keep bumping into this microphone, so not sure I'm doing a good job. Although you hopefully won't hear it over this background music that I have actually just gotten a subscription for. So no more copyright claims for your girl. Ain't that something? This is the bifold door/wall custom made thing that I was talking about earlier. I've used this specific wood tone for almost all the wooden things in this interior. I feel it fits the style very well, and it might just be my favorite out of the ones that Harry and Felix usually do. And I've used that on the interior a lot as well. I wanted it to feel very natural and organic and cozy, especially because the walls of the house itself, the exterior walls, I've used the Journey to Batu walls for, which have a little more texture and also just feel a little more organic, I guess. But for the walls of the actual house, I've used, I don't know, one of those walls. There's so many of them. They're all great. I love them. I think this one might be Unbent Smoothness from the base game, which is a great wallpaper. But there's a lot that came with different packs that have a similar look to them, but I really like that one. So that is a tiny bit colder, or at least it feels a little colder to me, as it does not have as rich a texture. It's still textured because plain white walls just don't work in The Sims, at least not for me. Or I guess I haven't really gotten them to work yet. I'm kind of thinking about doing a build soon that has a very Scandinavian apartment-like interior, and maybe I want to use the Tiny Travelers walls for that, because they are not very rich in texture. They have very pretty colors, but they're very subdued. And yeah, I'm not sure I can get that to work. That's not really a style I have mastered, I think. So I've been playing with that idea for a long time, and I haven't done it yet. I'm a little scared. But maybe that's something I will try and do in the future, if you're interested. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so the walls on the interior are a little colder than the exterior walls, and because of that I wanted to contrast this with a nice warm wood and a lot of texture in the interior, which worked out great if you ask me. I also love using these wooden partitions from the bathroom set everywhere. I do use them too little, but I have this weird thing where I don't use things or objects or worlds or lots or whatever that I really like, to kind of keep them for the right situation. I don't know. I know it's stupid, but yeah, it's kind of hard to get rid of that thought. But yeah, I've been trying. I've been working on it and just forcing myself to use the things that I like when they make sense somewhere, and building has become way more fun since then. So I do recommend just forcing yourself if you suffer from that same mindset. We are still not doing the interior. What's up with that? I really enjoyed doing this balcony area as well. I got to use lots of the Jardin objects, which I still really appreciate. And I just love doing builds with nice outdoor spaces. I really like outdoor spaces in general. I guess everybody does. Like, I've never heard someone say they hate gardens or roof gardens or balconies. That would be, I mean, if you don't like those, then that's obviously fine. But maybe it is a little bit because I do live in an apartment in a very big city, and I have a balcony, which is awesome, but it's not quite the same as, it's also not very big. It's not like the one I'm furnishing on screen right now, but it's still nice. But yeah, I love doing that in The Sims, and it's just so fun. Also because I never play and I never see my builds in like cold or bad weather. So for me in The Sims, it's always summertime. And I love seeing how the light just flows everywhere. You know, looking at that, I can conjure the exact feeling of that warm rug, warmed by sunlight under my feet. That, which is, well, brains are incredible. Also, that rug is just very beautiful. Kudos to Harry and Felix. I'm also surprised at how much use I'm getting out of the sectional sofa. I'm gonna put one on this balcony and I'm doing it. I think I said that in some earlier speed build sometime, that I never really asked for a sectional sofa that's not something I see a lot in my life, and I'm really surprised by how much I like the look in modern builds. Maybe I'm just a little scarred by the Dream Home Decorator sectional. I don't know what it is about that specific design that I don't know, I guess it just doesn't feel quite right to me. I consider it boring. And I'm sorry to say that. I think boring is a very harsh word. There's not a lot of insults that I personally feel are as bad as calling something boring. But yeah, I don't know. The one that came with the organic part 2, it kind of spoke to me, and I do appreciate that. I think it's a great solution up top on this. I don't know what am I trying to call it? Is it a balcony or is it a rooftop? Maybe I just need to make a decision. It is a balcony, and I think it's a great solution for that space. And it's finally time for the interior. I loved using the Journey to Batu and Snowy Escape built items in here. I adore that one wood grain that you can see on the spandrel over the kitchen island. That wood grain is Snowy Escape exclusive, but it's just so gorgeous. It feels so special, and I think it really fit this house very well. It gave a very nice contrast to the concrete that you will find in the kitchen especially, and I wish more things more objects had that wood grain. It's really detailed and I love it. And I also love mixing it in with other wood tones. I like to do that in general, mixing wood tones. I know that it's kind of a fiddly thing, and I used to, or I guess I still find it difficult to decide whether to mix or not to mix. I feel like in builds it can sometimes quite easily look too samey, too uniform if there's only one wood tone. But on the other hand, I don't want them to clash, and but sometimes I just like to mix them in, although it's kind of, I've read of it as being an interior or design no-no kind of, and yeah, I guess I like to break the rules a little. Is she a rebel? Yeah, I just think it adds some interest most of the time, and it's worth it, I guess. I'm saying this, and I'm still the most indecisive person ever, and I will literally sit there and just change swatches on a single object of furniture for like 10 minutes. And obviously I cut that out because I don't want you to suffer with me. But yeah, I definitely do that. But it worked really well in this build. Completely forgot that I was talking about this actually. And it's not, in my opinion, it doesn't clash, and I'm very happy with that. Also, this bench is so gorgeous. I think since that came out, I've put that in every single build, and I will continue to do that because I just, the texture, the flow of those blankets, and then that wood, it just looks, it's perfect. It looks so cozy. It gives me all the right feelings, everything I want from a bench. Chef's kiss. Moving on to the bathroom. I wanted to do a special little something with this shower. So it has this connection to this tiny, it's not that tiny actually, it's small, a small outside area with lots and lots of plants. I don't know if you would ever really access this. It's really overgrown, as you can see. But yeah, you can let the breeze in through that swing door. So I didn't want it to be completely open because there's lots of animals in the jungle, as far as I know. And I would not want those to visit me during shower time. So I wanted this to be closable, but also wanted it to be open. So I put a door there. That's how doors work. So yeah, I think that is something that makes this space feel very serene and luxurious. And I love the thought of getting to shower there, and it's this kind of half indoor, half outdoor space. I mean, if you took a vacation in Salvatorada or a similar place in the real world, or you even had your actual home there, then I think you might want to really harness the potential of the weather and get to look at the beautiful nature all around you as often and as long as you possibly can, even in the bathroom. I'm just wondering, as I was talking about the creepy crawlies just now, is Salvatorada actually based on a real country? If I remember correctly, EA has told us about some of the worlds and what actual places they were based on, like the Cats and Dogs world, which is... I swear this only happens to me during Speedballs. I know those names. I dream of those places all the time. Bridleton Bay is based on New England, for example. I might, you know what? I might just Google this. This is gonna be another treat for you. I'm gonna start off with good morning, because I'm a very polite person. Good morning. Is Salvatorada based on a real country? I'm guessing it's probably a mix of different countries that have this climate and jungles. What country is it based on? It's based on the Latin American region. Well, that's not very specific, but pretty much what I expected. Where are we? Oh yeah, this is the bar area. I saw this being used as a rental potentially, so I wanted this to be a fun place. I've never met anyone who actually has a designated bar area in their home, but it seems very cool, and I would love to drink a cocktail next to this pool. Or better yet, on the platform in the pool, on my little sun lounger. As this place only has one double bed, your sim couple, or yeah, your sim pair, could be a pair of friends, has all of this nectar for themselves. Although it's very weird. When I put my sim on the lots that I built for playtesting and to do the intro and video tour shots, and whenever I do that in Salvatorada, I let them go there on vacation, obviously, and still my sim self's wife, whom I created for the Villa Ava interior intro shot. You might remember that story. There's a lot of lore. A whole background story for those sims. Not really. It's very simple. I was just struggling doing all of that. But yeah, she keeps texting me, even when I'm on vacation, if she can come over. And I just keep thinking, is it really that easy? Is that how it works? Do you just also fly for, I don't know, 9 hours and just spend the day in Salvatorada with me, and then you go back home because you don't want to sleep over? I'm not sure. No, but I just find it funny how they're like really annoyed sometimes. Like, you're not coming over at all. And I'm like, hey, I'm like on a literal different continent. I'm reading way too much into this. Okay, we are reaching the end of the speed build. I hope you had fun watching this with me. I know I did. So let's maybe do this again sometime. How about next Friday? Okay, have fun watching the video tour. I think of you. Bye bye.